I see you. You see me. Here we are. C double in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming. This is Wrestle Talk with C double. We're going to be discussing a lot of things tonight, but before I go into deep detail and make sure y'all understand, I don't come alone. I don't stand alone when I do these shows. I gotta have a team, and my team consists of tonight special guest Scotty Too Hottie.
Ah, Scott Casey Gale will feel another one.
All right, Scotty. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only. This is my tag team partner. You know, when I'm on the road and we going miles and miles away, this is the guy that's got my back. The one, the only. The future WTF champion, baby. Mr. C.M. Motherfuckers Styles.
Great to be here, C Double. Always got your back. Always.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, as we go, we're going to talk SmackDown tonight, give you a little preview of the pay-per-view also, and kind of open it up, this Wrestle Talk. But before I do all that wonderful goodness, C-Double will always want to make it very clear. I am all about wanting to push the indie circuit. I want to push any promotions locally. So anyone that's watching the shows, if you are in the indie circuit, if you're wrestling, if you're a promoter, you want to get your show out there, please see me. I am at C Georgia Rican. I am C Double. You see my page, Chris Champion. Find me on the YouTube. Subscribe. Please check my boy CM Styles out at CM Style Brand and at Destroying Kayfabe. Ladies and gentlemen, look, we're just saying like this. We know how hard lifestyles are, but when you're a wrestler, you have to bust your hump every day. We want to kind of give the platform for the indie circuits to basically be able to promote, basically be able to share, because word of mouth really gets it going. But here in Georgia, tomorrow, there's going to be a special event, and I just talked to my buddy Time Bomb Nails. This guy is very good at what he does, very passionate about the business. He listens, he learns, and he's been busting his hump. And he told me about this, and I told him I'd be honored to share this. So it's at the Cobb Galleria, or North Cobb High School Gym. They are going to have the Mr. Wrestling #2 Classic. Ladies and gentlemen, if you do not know who Mr. Wrestling #2 is, you need to get your head checked. Two, you definitely need to Google him. The man is a legend. Present, future. I mean, they're going to pay tribute to the man, his legacy, what he's done. The tickets are $12 for ringside, $10 for general admission. If you got kids under 5, they'll let them in for free. You want to check it out, go to the mpromotions.ccm for more information. It's in Kennesaw, Georgia. So, guys, look it on my page. I got it up there. It's North Cobb High School Gym. It's 3400 Old 41 North Highway, Kennesaw, Georgia, 30144. They have their website. It has Mr. Wrestling #2. Doors open at 6 p.m. and the showtime starts around 7. So, guys, if you really would like to check that out, I implore you guys, please do. I mean, these guys bust their humps. They do everything they can. And Scott, CM, I know it's kind of up, kind of at the moment, but if you guys know of any indie promotions that are going out there and you want to promote, plug, feel free to. I won't have no problem with that. All right, guys?
Well, you know how it is. Just like on our other show, Destroying Kayfabe. If there's anything that needs to be plugged, we will plug that thing from top to bottom. Through hell and high water, we will put these, small independent promotions above the professional grade, because these are the guys. These are the heart and soul of the wrestling industry. They are the heartbeat. Without these guys, professional wrestling does not exist. The stuff we see on WWE, TNA, awful storylines, sometimes crappy wrestling, 90% entertainment. Entertainment for us is seeing guys perform top notch, regardless if there's botches or not, injuries or whatnot. It's important stuff. Stuff like that right there. Right now, there's nothing up in my area to plug yet. Not until later this summer, where ECPW will return in 2 locations up here in the McAdoo and the North Hazleton area. Tickets are always on sale at $10. General admission goes up to $15 after a while, and then if you want ring seats, it's like $25. It's no big deal, and you get quite a few top indie stars. Guys I wish I would see around here right now again would be like Stan the Man Styles and Xavier Cross. For those who don't know who they are, these two are the most entertaining, energetic, charismatic characters that you ever see in the independent circuit today. It's sad that sometimes they have to work in front of 10 people, but when there's bigger venues, which they sell out, like Max Force Wrestling, One Point Wrestling, Family Wrestling Entertainment, all that stuff. But yeah, anything that you like to plug locally there, Scott?
I'm with you on it. I think I've seen some of them. I'm really impressed with it.
Yeah. No, that's fine, man. I appreciate it. Like I said, guys, now I threw that a little off kilter, but we were getting some things, and one of my buddies decided to send that to me. So, with that being said, we go into our first match, and CM, I believe you're getting froze there, buddy. So, nope, you are moving. Good. All right. All right.
So if you want me to kick this off for you guys,
first match. It's
okay. So first match. All right. So all right, we're gonna kick this off. We're gonna have the Wyatt family against Sheamus and Usos tonight, which was a very, very entertaining match. I missed about the first 5-6 minutes of it, but that wasn't too important. But offside on it, we saw everybody just take it all out. Lots of hot tagging near the end. Jey Uso was the one that ended up sacrificing himself with his sister Abigail. Luke Harper, I'm telling you, this guy is a beast. There's nothing that can really describe this guy. I mean, the guy's super talented. And not just that he's a big guy. We always we put him over. He's the Bruiser Brody of the WWE in the new reality era. And then we got, Waylon Mercy. I mean, Bray Wyatt, who is just so creepy, especially with that whole Monday Night Raw segment. A very powerful team. And then we can't forget Eric Rowan. This guy right here, he knows how to bring it as well. He's not on the same level as the other two, but he's making progress. And hats off to these guys for pulling off that victory. But after the match, Jimmy and Jay weren't done. I believe it was Jimmy, though, that comes out and tries to save his brother from getting attacked. And it just didn't work out for anybody tonight. Sheamus, you barely saw him in the match, though. He was mainly the beginning of the match, and after that, it was just all the Usos. So it seems that they're focusing on more number one contenders, more tag teams against Jimmy and Jay, which means Luke and Rowan are going to be the two that are going to be going against these guys, possibly for the tag titles here in the near future. And if that's the case, we might see new tag team champions come after Extreme Rules, which I believe the next pay-per-view after that is Battleground or Payback.
I believe so. We'll have to double check. I don't have the calendar with me right now.
Yeah,
so
we'll have to take a look at the schedule. So yeah, next pay-per-view, expect a big title change. But yeah.
Well, I mean, it's possible that they could do that match this go round, but we'll see. Scott, what are your views about this match for the really the 6-man tag? Basically, the Wyatt's taking out Usos and Sheamus. What did you think of the match?
I thought it was a really good match, and I really, really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward, and I hope Bray Wyatt defeats John Cena.
Well, like I said,
great character. I enjoy his promos. Well, he's just an amazing guy.
Yeah, well, like I said, we're going to talk Extreme Rules after the show because, like I said, I thought they did a really good job there, just kind of setting things up. But my thoughts on this match was really good. I had no problem with the way they went with it. Kind of getting it all hyped up. You had the Usos going at it. Sheamus is a really good wrestler. We've said that before. I get aggravated when people disrespect the guy, but he does his job. He's definitely from that Smash Mouth throwback era. Luke Harper, dear God, what more can we say? The only thing I could see is, we don't have that many matches for Extreme Rules. I would love for this match, the Usos versus the Wyatts, and the Wyatts win the tag belts. We're talking about making that moment. Well, how much more would that be? If Bray beats Cena and the Wyatts beat the Usos, you have a very strong case there. And this match was a 3-segment match, so this wasn't like it was easy to do. So hats off to these guys. They did a really good job. So CM, go ahead and give us the next match there, buddy.
All right, so actually, it's not even another match.
Oh, yes.
We actually have the contract signing for the WLC, which is mini tables, ladders, and chairs. The segment was actually, it was awful but awfully funny at the same time. This is something I would actually expect on the other brand, which you could put any little person in a gimmick match and just make it look god awful. Sometimes I think Vince Russo is working for both TNA and WWE. So, but of course Vicky, she's plugging this whole thing. And the thing I noticed about this, like they've been saying for the last several weeks on the dirt sheets, which people hate, pay-per-views are no longer being known as pay-per-views. These are now known as special events, and they can be watched on your cable provider or on the WWE network. And that means no Dish, no DirecTV, none of that good old satellite crap. But this match right here, or this segment right here, is went on for about a good 6-7 minutes. Lots of back and forth talking between Heath Slater and I forget which. I can't remember which Matadors it was. I believe it was Diego that was talking there. And hey, we got Paul on the line here. But your mic is muted. But yeah, this whole thing, Drew has a set of demands inside of his tights. I can't even remember exactly what the demands really were, but it was so hilarious how they wanted it. As a matter of fact, let's see if the WWE app actually has it on here. No, it doesn't. But there was some talk about.
There were green M&Ms that were asked for. Now we're gonna have a couple of special guests. CM, I'm gonna really give a quick shout out.
Excuse me! I said excuse me! I am Vicky Guerrero. I'm here on SmackDown Review. You will listen to me. Ha 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 ha
I had no idea that Rusev sounded like Ron over there.
Funny.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I want to go ahead and introduce these guys. I saw them around Facebook, wanted to throw them in there. We got Mr. Indy Paul. Paul, we want to, congratulate you for coming on with us on Open Talk. You're the man, my friend, and I wanted to have you with us. And, of course, the M&M Factor himself, Mike Miner. Now, we are just talking about this WLC contract signing, but we're gonna rewind just a bit. Guys, what were your thoughts on the first match, which was the Wyatts versus Sheamus and the Usos? Paul, I'll let you go first, then Mike.
Overall, for a kickoff match on SmackDown, I honestly thought it was a pretty good match. Good flow throughout the whole thing. Good communication, a lot of nice spots, and I thought it ended well. So I have no complaints. I thought, in general, they all performed well.
Awesome. All right. Go ahead, Mike.
I have to say the first match, the Wyatts against, Usos and Sheamus, man, they got their ass whooped. I mean, to me, it feels like now my boy Bray Wyatt needs to win this Sunday. If he don't, I'm gonna go ape shit. I'm gonna riot all night.
You, Mike, I'm with you. Wyatt.
All right.
I don't think it'll hurt him if he loses. They could continue it even further.
Yeah, there's a lot. I definitely, we're going to do an Extreme Rules review or a preview to it, and but yeah, guys, I actually have no problem. We'll talk more on that, but I gotta say, we just had CM review the WLC match, and Mike, I saw that behind your screen. So, Mike, with further ado, I'm going to show you some respect, my friend. Go ahead and give me your thoughts on this match since you have it on your screen there.
Ladies and gentlemen, my dream match that I've been saying over 2 weeks that needs to happen, well, it's happening at Extreme Rules. It's going to be under WLC match. I am so happy. I love the contract signing. El Torito, here's my foot. Here's my contract signed for you, buddy. Here's my petition for you, buddy. I hope you win your match tomorrow.
Tomorrow or
This
something.
All right. Scotty, what did you think about the WLC?
That was
And
funny.
please make it short.
That was funny, especially JBL. JBL is what made it funny. JBL's commentary.
Oh God, yes. I mean, you know, when you have JBL talking, it's always fun. All right, Paul. I want to go ahead and let you have in on this too.
You know, I thought it was a good segment. You know, it humored me, the whole contract signing overall. You know, JBL and commentary, like you said before, you know, he's always an asset, making everything in the ring look a little bit better than it really is, adding just that little element of, you know, humor. But overall, you know, I don't really see why WWE would do this as a pre-show match, although they do have a pretty solid card for Extreme Rules. A WLC match, I don't know. Are they going to use a step stool and a pogo stick to get to the top? Who knows? But, you know, what are you going to do? You can sit back and watch it, you know? So let's see what happens. We all know El Torito is a good wrestler, so hopefully Hornswoggle shows up because he used to do some pretty cool spots back in the day.
Yeah, you know, I'm with you guys. I mean, to me, this was obviously the definition of just being funny, making fun of like all these other contract signings we used to watch. You get a moment where you get to watch some of these things. You see some of the funniest things out there, or you see, you know, them trying to be serious. Well, you got two small guys. I mean, let's be honest. This was just nothing but funny. It just was to get people laughing, get people to watch. I think the segment went well. JBL, one thing you could definitely say about him, can oversell anything. So with that said, CM, let's go to the next match, my friend.
Okay, so up next we have Rob Van Dam versus Jackson. For those who know, this feud is now starting out only because Zip Culture made the offer to Rob Van Dam because he has a personal vendetta against Heyman, and Heyman is not a big fan of Rob Van Dam after 2 weeks ago on Raw. So after denying his acceptance on this past Monday's Raw to join the Real Americans, Swagger ended up taking his frustrations out prior to that match with, what was that? It was RVD and Wade Barrett for No One Contenders. So this set up the match for tonight, and this was a very, very solid match. Who could ever think that RVD would be able to work a little bit better, you know, in this kind of role instead of working in ECW Extreme Rules kind of, which will be interesting to see on Sunday. But this match right here, we did have some outside interference thanks to Cesaro and Heyman being on commentary and ringside. Cesaro tried pulling out Swagger, but that wasn't enough to get him out of the ring. Got himself in there, but RVD capitalized with his mule kick and landed a 5-star right on him. Afterwards, we got to see Cesaro come in and attack RVD, setting the point that he's going to be the guy that emerges victorious come Extreme Rules. So, with that being said, let's get everyone else's thoughts on this match.
All right, Scott, we're going to hit you off lead off. Go ahead.
I'll say good match. Love hearing Paul Heyman on the commentary. He is pure gold.
Yeah, I hear you, man. He was good. Go ahead, Mike. Eminem.
Oh, man. Seeing one of the all-time great, Mr. Paul Heyman, being a commentator, I mean, really good to see him on there. I mean, the match was good. I mean, Jack Swagger and RVD are proving themselves, getting themselves ready for their triple threat match at Extreme Rules. It's going to be a really good match.
Yep. And, well, Paul, go ahead and give me your thoughts on this match, too.
Yeah, real quick, I'll point out, you know, what CM Styles said. I thought it was a solid match. If there's anything that was negative about it was they were a little bit a victim of time constraints. They didn't really get to, you know, they had to kind of cram everything together. But, you know, they played off the angle with Cesaro and Swagger and costing Swagger the match leading into Extreme Rules, just adding more fuel to the fire with them and their feud. So I'm interested to see the match so far. I don't see RVD winning, though, just because of his 90-day contract. So for the casual wrestling fan, it's kind of a spoiler, but I'm sure anyone watching isn't a casual fan, so I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, you know, this is what I was concerned with. You know, the reason you add RVD to a match like this is because one guy doesn't have the sizzle to
He's
this
an
match, and I
enhancement
believe.
talent.
Yeah, it's one of these. It's like, Swagger and Cesaro alone. Technical, yes. but could it keep your attention during a pay-per-view when it's called Extreme Rules? So what do? You add a little flair. You add, like you just said, just
And
a
highlight.
person that can, yeah, a little highlight reel. And let's be honest, RVD is kind of, we have a guy in NXT called Sami Zayn, and
El
he has some
Generico.
phenomenal matches. Yes, El Generico has some phenomenal matches with Cesaro in NXT. I feel that's what they're kind of going to go with RVD, and maybe have a feud with him and Cesaro, which wouldn't really be bad, to be honest with you. But I think someone has asked me, do I think Swagger will win? We will get to that when we do the review show or preview show. But yeah, guys, I mean, I was very surprised by that. But CM, let's go to that next match there, buddy.
All right, so our next match that we have here is Alexander Rusev against one of the guys that he's going to be facing in the 2-on-1 handicap match at Extreme Rules, R-Truth. This is a very short match. R-Truth, I don't know what to say about the guy anymore. They made him pretty much a jobber to the stars. If he's not a jobber to the stars, he's in mid-card hell. I don't see it as punishment. I just see it as helping him helping Rusev develop his character a little bit more, showing that top-tier talent that he's facing. Need to know that this guy is a real threat. But tonight, we got to see Rusev win again via disqualification because Xavier Woods comes in there and he just starts pummeling away at Rusev. But anything that catches my attention in this match, it's before the match starts with the, how do they say it, ravishing Russian Lana. Oh my God, yes. Oh, stand man style. Let me cut a 30-minute promo on her.
Amen, and I can't wait for the hottie of the week on that one.
Oh yeah, I can't wait either.
And by the way, I've been confirmed. Stan the Man will do a show with Wrestle Talk too.
Awesome. And hey, look, we got another cast on our group in our match, and I can't speak.
Yeah.
But yeah, after the match, both R-Truth and Xavier Woods were both doing anything high-flying technical that Rusev can't do to get him out of the ring, to show that these guys also mean business. But of course, we know how this goes. Anybody that has the upper hand prior to the pay-per-view is more than likely to job come Sunday night. So hopefully the stuff that they've been using against him for these past couple weeks is going to be effective enough to beat this guy. But with Rusev he's on a hot streak, so I don't see him jobbing anytime soon. Get some thoughts in here.
Yeah, there's no way they're going to let Rusev job to these two. I mean, I would be pissed off too. And ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause. We do have Austin here. Austin is going to be definitely doing some talking with us on the preview show of the Extreme Rules that's after this one. But Scott, tell me what you thought about the segment with Rusev and Rick James and Lil Jimmy.
I thought it was pretty interesting. Kind of funny. I enjoyed it.
All right, go ahead there, Mike.
To me, I have to say it was a really good match, but to me, I just don't want to see Alexander Rusev lose this match. If he loses this match, I mean, it's like, what the heck? You mean you have him lose a match, now you're going to put him as jobber? I don't want to see that happen.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Go ahead, Paul. I'm going to let you hit some here.
Overall, Rusev did get the win by disqualification. The numbers game, Xavier wasn't R-Truth. They got him out of the ring. They got the upper hand going into Extreme Rules. And like he said before, usually the one winning with the momentum going into the pay-per-view is the one that loses. It's kind of the casual cliche swerve WWE and just wrestling in general uses. But, I see them having maybe like an 7-minute match at the very most. Rusev going over at Extreme Rules. Honestly, in my opinion, I thought they could have done a little more with him, even more of a credible opponent because R-Truth and Xavier Woods aren't really coming off of any momentum. They're just lost in the mix, and to throw him into a pay-per-view with them it's not, I wouldn't say boring, but I just think he could have been booked better.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not going to totally crap on it because, like I said, you're obviously feeding into Rusev. Let's be honest, y'all. The buy rates are going to go through the roof when Lana comes out. I mean, or anal, whatever you want to call her. I mean, but she's a beautiful woman. I mean, I ain't going to lie. Especially with the hair down.
No doubt.
Please, it's a plus. Us fans, appreciate it, Lana. We appreciate your sacrifice that you make to us. So thank you. As C-Double,
Of
wants
Lana.
to thank you so much, Lana. And Rusev. Look, I mean, we've seen what he could do. This match is. I almost see a double submission when he does that acolyte move. It's going to be he's going to have both of them there, so it's just going to be one of those. I
That'd
don't
be
really
sweet.
have. Yeah, it would be, but I don't really have a whole lot to say about this match because it really doesn't excite me. I mean, if anything, it will make sure that we don't just see a couple of minutes of Rusev and walk away. It may be about a 5 minute, maybe 6 minute match, if that. So let's go CM to the next match, my friend.
All right. Actually, we have a nice little segment here where Daniel Bryan comes out and he pretty much is declaring war against the Big Red Machine after coming up from the ring this past Monday and literally putting his hands on his wife, trying to drag her into hell, getting her thrown into the mix. This ends up bringing Kane out. Well, not Kane. Well, it doesn't bring Kane out, but it brings him up on the Titantron, and he's there pretty much kind of promo. I don't remember exactly what he said in the promo, but basically it has everything to do with Extreme Rules and basically going forward from there. It was a very solid segment, but like I say, this match right here, it's not main event material, nothing against Bryan and Kane. It's just one of them out of the ordinary. Let's just throw this in there because we already got our top guys facing other top guys, which are more than likely main event material. So let's go ahead and see what everyone else feels about this Kane and Daniel Bryan segment.
Yeah. Scott, what did you think about it, my friend?
It was okay. I enjoyed it.
All right. What about you, Mike?
Oh man, to me the Kane and Daniel Bryan segment. I mean, wow. I mean, to me it feels like I really would love to see. I would really love to see Daniel Bryan win this because I've watched on the backstage pass, like they said. I mean, it feels like Kane's getting more into Daniel Bryan's head, getting him fueled up, and it's getting him fired up for his match at Extreme Rules.
Awesome. All right, Paul, go ahead, my friend.
They're always going to bill him as the ultimate underdog, and with Kane bringing Brie Bella into the picture, as we saw, it just made it even more personal with Bryan. So, yeah, he's hot-headed going into the pay-per-view, playing mind games stuff, just like Kane always used to do. So, I do agree to a certain extent that this isn't main event material, and by any means, on paper, exactly that's how it looks, but overall, I think we're going to be surprised at the quality of the match. So I'm honestly looking forward to it. Overall, the segment on for a SmackDown segment, I enjoyed it. It wasn't anything special or anything like that, but it was a well made up segment. So
Yeah,
no
yeah.
complaints.
Yeah. Well, look, it makes the picture well for us, where we get to see build up the animosity. The face off where you're mending the faces. Back to Kane, back to Bryan, back to Kane. That was good. I ain't got a problem with that. Somebody really needs to talk to Brie about how she's watched way too many horror films where all the actresses just stay there and scream when Paige does what everybody in America would do: get the hell out when the lights are red and go. I mean, she was like, deuces, belt gone. That was like a world record right there. So much love for you there, Paige. And and yeah, Daniel Bryan. I like the promo. Comes off with a lot of piss and vinegar. But the way it is, man, this is basically to beef up this matchup, which we'll discuss it later. But I'm with you. I think this match will surprise people. But when you're having a championship on the line like this, it really shouldn't surprise you. But yet, we all know why it kind of has this feel is because of the true main event, which will be Shield and Evolution, which we'll talk more about. So, all right, CM, go ahead there, my friend.
All right, our next big match in the evening. Actually, I wouldn't even call this a big match. This is more of a comedy skit, time filler. We have Dolph Ziggler against Damian Sandow, but he comes out with this generic ass theme, and he's still wearing the Magneto suit from this past Monday's Raw. So Sandow was pretty aggressive in the match, but the costume he wears, I'm sorry, you're degrading comic book cartoon version of Magneto. Turn Magneto into a jobber. You might as well give him a different X-Men costume that he can, pretty much oversell with. Um, but it was still a decent match. But in the end, we got to see Ziggler hit the zigzag for the 3. Not a whole lot to talk about there.
I know. Scott?
Nothing special. I didn't care for it.
Yeah. Mike?
I will be right back, boys.
Yeah, go ahead, Sam.
To me, I just didn't really care about the match. I mean, it felt like Magneto. Oh man, him. I was like, oh my god, here we go again. I just didn't care about the match at all.
Yeah, it was hard to watch on that one. Go ahead there, Paul.
I was curious to see if Sandow ever took the costume off since Monday Night Raw. So, overall, the match itself wasn't anything, drastic, nothing special by any means at all. But, I don't like how they've been booking Sandow and everything like that. But sometimes WWE brings you down to the lowest thing to see if you keep pushing or if you quit. They try to break you. That's what it's all about. They don't want if you don't break, then you're golden era, just like Daniel Bryan. But overall, it was a decent match. Just pretty much a comedy skit. Cool to see Ziggler get the win. It's just that's Ziggler's part for having to wrestle him, but it's all for the promoting the movie, the X-Men movie. So.
Yeah, all right, here we go. The curse of Hugh Jackman lives on again. Poor Dolph and Sandow are now linked to the greatness that is Hugh Jackman. That poor Zack Ryder is still living out. Look, this is one of those things that I feel for the talent. But, you said it right, Paul, and I want to piggyback off that. There are guys that get crap gimmicks. What do you do with it? How do you stand out on it? Are you gonna piss and moan, or are you gonna, step it up and just try to take it as far as you can go? I believe Sandow's do. Yeah, I mean, and they're gonna want to see you break. Look at, Wade Barrett was one of them, where he had that situation. So I don't have a truly bad problem with it myself. Look, Sandow can play that comedic role well, but we've got, it's just one of those. I just feel for this talent because Dolph has just become a glorified spot guy, and it's like he's more than that. So is Sandow. I think he's a very legit heel. It's just one of those that you just hope for the best on this. CM, if you can hear me, and if you are unmuted, we'll get you going here. There we go. I believe you're back. Good.
Cool. Alright, so our next match is Intercontinental Champion Big E against Titus O'Neil. This match was... I wish I could say it was all about Big E, but this is all about Titus O'Neil's new gimmick where it's a whole new him and he's more aggressive than ever. The only thing I don't like is if he's going to be this aggressive, why is he going to do everything he can to get himself either disqualified or DQ'd in every match? Doing that right there, yeah, you're going to be taken seriously, but you're never going to be championship material until you calm yourself down and be that aggressive heel while following, playing by the rules a little bit. So some of the logic is kind of thrown off. I know back in the 80s and 90s, we always had that one tough guy who was breaking all the rules, Brooklyn Brawler. But this right here was just a basic trial and error or shock and awe of Titus O'Neil just stomping a hole and get himself DQ'd, only to get hit right near the end. I mean, he basically got pummeled by Big E right after the match was over, which was entertaining. Finally, someone shut him up. But I'm just really confused where they're going with this Titus O'Neil gimmick. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Scott. Go ahead and tell me what you thought about this match.
It was an interesting match.
Yeah. All right, Mike.
Yeah, to me, like what CM Styles says. I mean, what they're gonna do with this Titus O'Neil gimmick that he does, saying that I'm a new Titus O'Neil and that kind of deal. It's like, okay, I'll just have to see what it does, but a really good match. Just want to see what they're gonna do with Titus.
Yeah. All right, Paul. Go ahead and tell what you think yourself there.
You know, I saw where they were trying to go with the direction of the match. They were trying to have that aggressive feel to it. But overall, you know, I think it led to a lot of sloppiness and miscommunication, especially in the beginning of the match. You know, um, just like you guys said before with the Titus O'Neil gimmick, to me it seems like they just dropped him in a desert and he's wandering looking for food and water. No one really knows where he's going with it. He's just kind of, you know, wandering aimlessly in the WWE roster. So, you know, everyone's a little confused with that, if they're going to push him or not. Is he a modern-day Ahmed Johnson? Who knows? But that's yet to be seen. Overall, I thought it was a decent match. You know, nothing really stood out to me. I like the aggressive side. We don't get to see it as much, but with this new reality era that's dawned on us since WrestleMania 30, you know, business has picked up. So I'm interested to see how they're going to do with it, if they're going to keep the ball going.
Yeah, you know, you said it right. You guys kind of took my points away, but let's call this what it was. There was a whole lot of blunders and a lot of sloppiness. I mean, I didn't know there was a handicap match because the wires there were Big E's tag team partners. Because I mean, man, what a couple of bad spills Titus took. You know, it's like there's a point when you're trying to, create that, be aggressive, just go all out. I get that. Got to be able to handle it though. I mean, it's like I don't have a problem with him getting disqualified and all that mess. Man, please, it's wrestling. It happens. My thing is come on, you got to just not be so sloppy when you're getting thrown around the barricade. Because even Big E took some bad spots, and look, I get it, but man, you guys, it's like slow it down. I mean, you got time. You can work it. It's all right. I mean, you guys, they look like they could do a good show. Go one-on-one together very well. I was very surprised. I thought Titus did look good. Like I said, the a lot of if I see this match show up as a blunder, I'm not surprised. So that's how I see it. It just felt bad for Biggie, and I felt bad for Titus because you're trying to get fans psyched about Big E going against Wade Barrett. My only complaint was we didn't see Wade Barrett give bad news to Big E. That would have kind of put an icing on the cake. As he has his foot on Titus, you hear Wade Barrett's music come out. Big E stares him down, and Wade goes, I'm afraid I got bad news for you. That would have been good. They didn't do it. I think they missed out on that, but we're gonna go to CM Styles. CM, go ahead and tell us what's next.
All right, so wow, and this was actually a short show, and we are actually at our main event, which is a fatal four-way. It started out as a 3-on-1, and then they changed it to a fatal four-way, I guess within 24 hours. Dean Ambrose against Alberto Del Rio and Ryback. Of course, Shield was banned from ringside, according to Vicky Guerrero and the Authority. Very, very solid match. I was kind of confused why Curtis Axel pulled out his own tag team partner during this. I guess because since it's anything goes and anybody can be champion, that, hey, can we break up these guys? Can we start showing some tension? Although I keep seeing reports that Ryback or Ryan Reeves or Skip Sheffield or however he wants to be called, he's saying he's enjoying his run with this guy. So after seeing something like that and then seeing that happen, I'm very skeptical what we're going to see between these two come either Extreme Rules or Monday on Raw. Del Rio, I was really confused by his place in this match. I'm assuming he was just there. There's no reason for a guy that used to be a world heavyweight champion to be pegged down to the U.S. Title range. That right there is a big slap in the face. But that could also mean, hey, this is more like punishment for him. But a very solid match. We got to see Dean Ambrose. He countered with a small roll-up on Curtis Axel for the 3. Very, very, very intense match. Could have went either way with with all 4 superstars. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, Scott, go ahead there, buddy.
Very good main event. I liked it. I thought it was a great main event, and I enjoyed it.
All right, Mike.
I have to say, main event tonight was really good. I mean, Dean Ambrose just going 3-on-1 with the guys. I mean, when I sat there, I was on my seat. I was like, oh, Alberto Del Rio's going to win this. Ryback's going to tap. Alberto's going to win the title. I'm like, oh, thank God my boy Dean Ambrose or whoever came in and saved the day. I was like, oh, thank God. But I have to say, Dean Ambrose is one dominant U.S. champion.
All right, Paul, go ahead.
You know, I was actually kind of excited that Dean Ambrose won overall. You know, I thought it was a good match. You know, it was supposed to be a 3-on-1, which it was at first, and then dissension within the ranks between Ryback and it's not even one, it's two angles that they could have played. They're going to play off with that, and that was to make it into a give Dean Ambrose a fighting chance tonight in his in the 3-on-1 match. But not only that, leading into Extreme Rules against the Usos is a second angle they could play off of that. So, they're not going to get along. They're going to fall to the Usos. But overall, I thought it was a good main event. I enjoyed it. To see Dean Ambrose retain was a cool moment for me. I'm a big fan of the Shield and Dean Ambrose especially. So him not defending the title in recent months, if anything, was WWE's booking. It's not his fault. His storyline with the Shield is probably much bigger than the U.S. title, in my opinion. So,
Yeah.
Good match overall. I have no complaints for a main event for SmackDown. I thought great booking.
Yeah. This match I was very excited about because of the fact that, we were going to see the U.S. title make his triumphant return as the U.S. title. But second of all, I mean, it is what it is. But the thing, like you said, Paul, this is booking. It's like, and not only that, he has a tremendous angle in being the Shield. So it's like you can't just take him out. But now I will say this. I thought when I saw Del Rio in this match, I said to myself, they're probably going to give it to Del Rio, and he's going to work a deal with Ryback. Basically I thought, because just basically sounded like it was just going to be a work job, and they were going to take the belt off Ambrose, which I didn't have a problem with at first. I truly don't have a problem with Ambrose winning. I thought it was a good show. Thought the match was great. There was a lot of good spots. I got to give it to Ryback. These guys aren't that bad. I mean, Ryback had that whole, had a lot of crap be put on him, but let's be honest, the man's taken medicine. He's been one of those guys that's been, pushed down too. But, a lot would say by his own doing too. But I think him being teamed with Axel, I think that's a lot to be said because Curtis Axel, I think, is a really good tag team wrestler. There is nothing wrong to be said with that. So it wouldn't be a problem with me if he won the tag belts, if they did. But yeah, really to me, this match was just to feature Dean Ambrose, put that belt on line, make it where the Authority put him in this match and all that. But, we're going to see this. That's really the show on SmackDown. Do you guys have any other points that you want to make? CM, I'll go to you, my friend.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say that this was a solid show. I enjoyed it very, very much. I'm going to give it 3.5 stars. Like I said, it was a very short show. Lots of great action. They could have done a whole lot more because SmackDown has been more improved since after Mania now. I see SmackDown as better than Raw. The only reason we watch Raw more than SmackDown is because it's live, and there's almost everyone in the roster's on Raw, not SmackDown. But yeah, I'm just gonna stick with a 3.5 on this one, and hope for the best come Sunday.
Yeah. All right, Scott, give me your views on SmackDown. Final
I
thoughts,
thought it was a
ratings.
very solid SmackDown. I really liked it.
All right, good. Mike.
I have to say, SmackDown was a really decent show. Getting ready for Extreme Rules. I cannot wait to see what happens at Extreme Rules this Sunday, live on the WWE Network. Man, I just can't wait to see it.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. All right, Paul, what do you say, man?
Yeah, overall solid show, good build up going into Extreme Rules, decent matches, nice segments, Overall, I'd give the show a 8 out of 10. I think would be a fair grade. I thought it was a solid show, no complaints.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, look, I'm going to grade kind of high on this because, like I said, I'm watching it. There were things I would like to have seen on other networks and shows, but I wanted to watch SmackDown. And, look, people say they want us to do a review. I'll do a review, and I'll get the All-Star crew. I don't have a problem. So, I got to say SmackDown lived up to it. We had some funny moments. We had some legit moments. I'm not going to go and it wasn't a 5-star, but I will give it definitely 4.5. 8 out of 10, yes, is perfect. So now we go into the first pay-per-view of the year, basically, because we had WrestleMania being the granddaddy of them all. Now we start our year over. So now here we go, first pay-per-view, guys. I'm not gonna critique the WLC match. I'll save y'all from that. But we will do a pros show, Extreme Rules. My question is this, guys. Out of the matches we know, what is the match you're looking forward to the most? And then what match do you want as the main event? Because we have a lot of choices. So, CM, I'm going to go to you first, my friend.
Okay, like I said, we've been talking about this one for about what, almost 2 weeks now. Of the three big matches that they have already posted, the biggest of them all I want to see, which I'm going to call the main event, Evolution versus the Shield. Only for the fact that this has really been built more than Cena versus White, although Cena versus White has been built prior to WrestleMania. His backstory is kind of dull, but the last segment with the children was creepy, so it kind of made it more intensifying where Cena needs that one up. But the Kane versus Bryan thing, like I said, it's not main event material to me. They can put on one hell of a show, but nothing is going to top the Shield versus Evolution. And I'm not saying to put Evolution over. I'm saying this to put the Shield over. You know, this is exactly the Shield's moment to say, hey, we're better than Evolution. We're going to beat Evolution come Sunday. There's not a damn thing they can do about it, which can give them one more match at Payback, and that'll be winner takes all with the Shield being victorious once again.
All right. Austin. All right, no, Austin left us. Okay, so Scott, go ahead and tell me what you think, man. Match you're looking forward to the most, and then bring it me to what you want to see as your main event out of this pay-per-view.
The two matches I'm looking forward to the most is Bad News Barrett versus Big E, and I want Bad News Barrett to win, and Evolution versus the Shield. I think that should be the main event. I think it's going to be a really, really good main event.
All right, all right. All right, Mike, same thing, man. You tell me what you think.
Well, let me see. Two matches I'm looking forward. Well, here's one. The WLC match is the one I'm looking forward to.
Oh, it's going to be a barn burner.
And pretty much the main event should be this one, the Shield against Evolution. I think this match should be a main event. It's going to be one hell of a fight between these three teams. I mean, this should be a main event caliber.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. All right, Paul, go ahead.
I'll agree for the most part. I think Evolution and the Shield, for what it's worth, is main event material. But also, in my opinion, I've always been the guy to say, I believe the title should go on last and the title should be the main event. Because that doesn't dictate who steals the show. It's just the procedure of the title that takes the main event. But the two matches I'm looking forward to the most is Shield and Evolution, and second would be John Cena Bray Wyatt. And I'd like to acknowledge it for a second because the story they're telling with this feud is way more than people are giving credit for. Like, this is everything people have been waiting for someone to finally come and take out Cena to expose him too. But there's a lot of good points Bray Wyatt makes and the angles he does on him, and I think he has a great mind for the business. He's really innovative, and he's one of the most consistent talkers in history.
Yeah, I will put it this way. So yeah, I'm glad you said it because I'm going to also say it. I'm looking forward to the Cena and Bray Wyatt match the most. I think that should lead it off, to be honest with you. I got to say it. Here's why. Cena needs to lose. All right. I know I'm the Cena fan. Everything people go crazy, thinking I'm gonna always back. And it's not to say if Cena don't do it, he's doing the no sell. No, Bray needs to win this. And what I would do also if I was management is I'd put the Wyatt family against the Usos and have them win the tag belts. Then you start developing them as a unit like they are. And I think it would be good. I like the whole storyline. I like the whole, with the kids. I thought that was creepy. It was great. It was a great moment for Bray, and he needs that. Whatever can develop Bray Wyatt, I don't have a problem with it. I have much respect for him. I think, we talked about guys getting stuck with a bad character and then coming back and doing something better. And that's made this Bray Wyatt character made us forget about the other stuff he did before, and that has to be commendable. And then I wanted to give acknowledgement to Daniel Bryan and Kane. Only reason I think this match did not get the legs it deserved is the simple fact that Daniel Bryan got married, and had the issue with his father passing away. I think if you don't have one of the two, or if both were not in that succession, it would be built up properly. But you know what? The way they've done it and had to work around it, I got nothing but respect. I think Kane will give you a good show. Kane has been around. That's another character that shouldn't have taken this off. But he's around, he's there, he's loyal. The man works well with big and small wrestlers. It's a true compliment to his style. Daniel Bryan, Kane will be a great storytelling in the ring. I have no problem saying that. But the main event's got to be the Shield and Evolution, just because, just the simple fact that these guys have been balls out, and it set the tone the night after Raw. You kind of felt that tone was set when Roman Reigns speared Triple H. So now we go into, who's going to win this. My question is Batista going to be wrestling longer? Because if he does, I don't have a problem with Evolution winning. If he doesn't, if it's one of those he's going to be gone, then they got to take him out and then kind of do a thing where they're taking guys out, and kind of portraying them as the Shield. But guys, I got to say, I'm looking forward to the pay-per-view. Is there anything else you guys want to kind of give, like a beware of a showstopper, a beware of a match we're going to say was better than these three matches? So I'm taking away Wyatt Cena, I'm taking away Shield and Evolution, and Daniel Bryan Kane. Is there any other matches that we got on the card that you guys are looking forward to? And maybe a potential show stealer. CM.
Well, the show stealer, if anything, we might see a show stealer with the triple threat elimination match. As much as I want to say the Intercontinental title match could be a show stealer, it's only for the fact that Big E and Bad News Barrett, these two really haven't faced each other, so there's not going to be much psychology in this one. Or as I'll say, simple physics isn't going to be a factor here. But I want to see RVD pull out all the stops using his extreme moveset, compared to guys like Cesaro, who has used an extreme set back in ROH and CZW. And Swagger's going to be introduced, although he was the WWE ECW kind of character. But yeah, this right here could possibly be the show stealer if it wasn't for all the other top talent.
I got you. Okay, Scott, you actually said Big E and Wade. Is there another match, though?
John Cena and Bray Wyatt.
All right, that's fine. I'll let you do that. Mike, what say you?
This pretty much this match, the triple threat elimination match, Cesaro, Van Dam, and Swagger. That match is going to be pretty much another show stealer. I like to see Antonio Cesaro win. I mean, it'd be really awesome to see him win this.
All right, Paul, what say you, my friend?
As far as the IWC are concerned, I'm kind of putting my head on the guillotine for saying this, but I think if they have good chemistry, I think Tamina and Paige will have a good match. I'm looking forward to see Paige in her first pay-per-view, and Tamina's a good wrestler, just like Alicia Fox. She's underrated too, so I think for a Divas match, it could be one of the best we've seen in a long time if their cards are played properly and they're on the same page.
Yeah. Man, I swear I didn't write it down, but you must have read my mind, because that's where I was going to go. Because I like the triple threat match. I like the elimination style. I want Wade Barrett to win, and I think Big E will, do well with him. But yeah, I keep going back to that Paige versus Tamina match. I like the opportunity we're going to get to see. Paige has been working hard in the ring, doing her thing, and I think it would be really good to see her and Tamina just have a classic. And I mean, you have some matches you look at and go, why are we even having these matches? But this match, could, if they do it right, if they give them the time, I think it would be good. And, 5, 10 minutes. The thing is, as long as they're executing properly, I got no problem. And I'm gonna tell you, I've been a fan of Paige since she's been wrestling. It's been great seeing her breathing new life in the division, and I like it. I mean, she's really been impressing me. Austin, you weren't around. I wanted to ask you, what are the two matches between, we got Shield Evolution, we have Cena Wyatt in the cage, we have Bryan and Kane. Those three matches, you pick two. What's the one you're looking forward to, and what's the one you want to see the main event as?
I'm really looking forward to seeing the Bray Wyatt and John Cena match because they've been building up that match like crazy. That could possibly very well be match of the night. I believe that's really the match I'm looking forward to, and I believe that should be the main event.
All right. Out of the other two, though, is there one you're looking forward to seeing out of that one?
Evolution and the Shield, definitely.
All right. Now, take those three matches away. What out of the rest of the card, what's the match you're looking forward to seeing the most?
Probably Paige and Tamina, because I like what Paige has been doing in the ring. She, like you said just a few minutes ago, she brings the life back in the Divas division like we really needed.
Yeah, I'm with you. Well, guys, look, I've had you long enough. I don't want to hold you all together. I know we could do shows. We could do hours upon hours of talking. Any final thoughts? I'm going to go around the table, starting with Scott. What do you have to say, Scott? Any final thoughts for pay-per-view or SmackDown or anything?
I'm looking forward to Extreme Rules here, and I think it's going to go better than everybody thinks it is.
All right. Mikey.
To me, I have to say, I cannot wait to see WWE rules where, ladies and gentlemen, it will only be on the WWE network, but I just can't wait for any other cable people. To me, I just can't wait to see the pay-per-view.
Okay, Austin. What say you, my friend?
I will definitely be tuning into SummerSlam via Scoop Watkins. They didn't email username and password. Thank you very much. But I think it's going to be one of those pay-per-views that you won't forget for a long time.
Yep. All right. Sam, I'm going to pass you, but I'll go right back to you. But Paul, go ahead and tell me what your final thoughts are for this.
I want to call it a thought. I guess the last thing I'm wondering heading into Extreme Rules, really excited for like everyone else and anxious, but will the dirtiest player in the game have an influence in the Shield vs. Evolution match?
Yeah. And CM Styles, what do you guys say, my friend?
I hope this right here makes up for this right here we watched on Sunday. That's all I can really say right there.
Be nice. Be a star. No, hell no. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, this is Doubles, Chris Champion, host of Wrestle Talk. Be sure to check us out tomorrow night on Ustream, Destroying Kayfabe Roundtable. I want to thank all my peeps. Scotty Too Hottie, Mr. Eminem, The Austin Factor, CM Styles, and Mr. Paul himself, the superstar. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much. Thank you for watching Wrestle Talk. I have much love and appreciation for y'all have been with us this week. Next week we probably won't be around. I'll be watching the NFL draft. I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm that geek. But anyway,
I'm going to be watching.
But yeah, I hear you, man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is C Double for Wrestle Talk. Thank you, and please subscribe to Chris Champion on YouTube. Subscribe to Mike Miner on YouTube, and subscribe to Destroying Kayfabe. And any guys want to watch indie wrestling, support your local indie wrestlings. These guys are busting their humps, doing it for you guys, doing it for the industry we love. Support them, give them much love and respect. Thank you so much. And I'm C Double. I'm out.